welcome back to my channel. It's December and it's really close to my birthday. Just a couple more days until I turn 11. Speaking of this, it's also winter time, which means there's a lot of favorite activities of mine to do, like sledding, or also I could go skiing nearby. Now, adjusting to my topic. My topic is called the properties of metals. We all know metals are shiny substances that we use for everyday situations. For example, our phones can have metal on them, or even buildings have structures with metal on them. The property of metals consists of many chemical compounds. Metals are made when compounds, or especially chemical compounds, mix together to create a substance called a metal. There's different types of metals, and some are more malleable than others. Malleable means under deep stress or like hammering, that metal can still resist. For example, gold, even though it is hammered down to less than a millimeter, it can still be strong and not break. This is the process of extracting metals. We don't usually see pure metals when we walk across grass. This is because most metals are found in rocks. Most rocks need to be extracted in a field so it can become a pure metal. Rocks that are impure but still have the metal in it are called ores. Ores are then taken to factories like this one to become pure. This is a giant crusher, and this is one of the stages or processes that an ore needs to become into this shiny metal. First, it is crushed, and then it goes on a conveyor belt to be washed away by water. Now, the water has little edges or bumps, so the ores, which are much heavier, that contain the metal can be caught in, while the lighter pieces, which contain no metal, will float along. Then the ore that remains in this wedge will go into a roasting pot, and that will become a substance. And this special substance will now go into a pot, which will be mixed with other chemical compounds. You might be wondering, well, why do we need to add more chemical compounds to it? This is because some metals have a chemical reaction to other chemical substances. So scientists have found some chemical reactions that have allowed metals to separate from all the waste, or also called slag. So once it goes into this furnace, all the pure metal, in this case it's tin, and all the slag, which is the waste, will go into different tubes. And in result, it creates 99.5% of pure tin. So this is becoming from ores, which are rocks that we find from the earth and mine from quarries or mines, into pure blocks of whatever metal. We also have to extract and purify metals in our everyday lives. For example, if you need to heat water to boil or make soup, you need to clear the water or purify it. Because water is naturally found with a lot of germs inside and also a lot of other bacterium, that means that water, which is technically the chemical compound which is heat, which is the chemical compound to make the water pure. So once it is all heated, the bacteria and viruses will come out to create pure water. So humans like us will extract and purify materials just like these big factories which purify ores. Properties of metals and all about metals is called metallurgy. If you're a big fan of metals, you should study metallurgy because it goes everywhere from looking or where the metal is found to what is inside and what specific chemical compounds it contains. Metallurgists also need a variety of range jobs. For example, they test which metals are more malleable than others, which can be used for different purposes. They can also combine chemical substances from one metal to create a whole new metal called an alloy. For example, steel is an alloy because we can't naturally find it, but instead we mix different chemical compounds together with another metal to create a whole brand new substance called steel, which is stronger than most metals. The malleability is how thin a metal can get, and scientists or metallurgists need to study this to see what materials are better for what. For example, gold is used in jewelry because it can be printed and easily printed into many different shapes, more malleable. Scientists or meteorologists also will study fatigue. Fatigue is when the metal breaks or has surface cracks under lots of pressure. For example, in an airplane, the air around it when the airplane is flying is one cause of stress, and that eventually leads to metal fatigue. So these airplanes need to be checked regularly so the fatigue won't be too severe. And if an airplane is not checked regularly for fatigue, that means in the middle of a flight it could break down and the humans would be endangered. This is some meteorologists studying inside an airplane for any signs of metal fatigue, so they can be able to fix it before the fatigue becomes too clear and severe. I think the property of metals will help us a lot in the future, especially because we can make different types of substances to make better metals for the future. That means that metals are important in our life. Thank you for listening, and I hope you like and subscribe to my channel.